The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would say good morning. I guess it's morning. It's 11 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. It's another beautiful ink day. We're here live on Facebook Live. You all need to make sure you check us out. Also, you're listening to this as a podcast. Appreciate your support. It's been a very interesting day, but it doesn't matter because nothing stops the 3-point conversion, and that's how we do anyway. But if you don't know, you've entered inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and I am your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? And once again, like I said, it's a great day, man. A lot of stuff to get into. It's a big weekend in sports, of course. You know, we have the NFC and AFC championship games, probably bigger than the Super Bowl as far as because the games are usually better. But either or, we have those big games coming up this weekend. Also, we have basketball. We have a doubleheader on primetime. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the OKC Thunder, and that's at 3:30, which is kind of strange. You usually don't have that game come on Saturday afternoons on ABC. Kind of weird. And then the second game, we have Golden State, and who are they playing against? I think they're playing against it's an Eastern Conference team. But either or, we got two games. Like I said, that Cleveland Cavalier game threw me off. I had to make sure I wasn't sick or something like that because I've been sick all weekend. I thought I was tripping. Thought I was dreaming, actually. But either or, like I said, we have that coming up this Saturday. And college basketball, of course. But let me go ahead and bring a special guest. Y'all see him. I got my man, Mr. Dennis Pendleton, a.k.a. Kane. What's going on, man?
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're here, man. And you all get used to this voice, this face. You will probably see him more often. He's joining the crew. He might try to, if women listening, he might try to lay y'all to sleep with his very white voice. But it's cool, man. It's sports, We were trying to knock him off that. But anyway, man, you doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. Can't complain, man. Happy to be here again.
Good, man. Good. So, look, we're about to go ahead and get to these quick hits. First of all, what's up, Sean?
Life.
Hey, y'all don't know. Sean is, man, that dude, just put it like this. We've been going through a lot today, but Sean has been there, man, calming people down, helping everybody out. So we definitely appreciate Sean. But we're about to get on to these quick hits.
I appreciate y'all too, bro, sticking with it through the pressure, man.
Right, no doubt, man. That's how we do, man. But go ahead and get that music going, bro. We're about to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. So, let's go ahead and get to these quick hits, man. First off, like I talked about, we got this big game going on Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, actually. We have Tom Brady and the New England Patriots going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this week, Tom Brady was listed as questionable for Sunday's game after he injured his hand on a teammate's helmet and had to receive stitches on his knuckles. It's funny because everybody's saying this is the ploy, here they go again or whatever. D, I want to ask you, do you think this is as big as everybody's making it? Are the New England Patriots in trouble? What do you think, man?
I think it's an overplay for the underplay. Another ploy by the New England Patriots. I think Tom Brady going to get out there and do what Tom Brady do. I don't want them to use it as no excuse if Jacksonville defense get out there and do what it's supposed to do.
Right. And see, the funny thing is, the way Jacksonville is and the way they carry themselves, they're probably going to hit Tom Brady in that arm. They're probably going to target that hand, which they should. And that's, if you just bad defense you talked about all year, this is what you should go for.
Exactly.
Anyway, moving on. Some sad news to hear, man, because I really looked at this guy as a good guy in baseball. Roy Halladay, he passed away. The pitcher that pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays, Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's one more team, but he passed away, and it's autopsy came up. We don't like this. And shout out to Sean. It ain't that serious, but this is sad. The fact that they came out with this, not like that. The autopsy revealed traces of drugs, morphine, Ambien. Like, come on, man. Like, one thing, it's sad to hear that, and maybe certain people need to know that. Maybe his family needs to know that. But D, do you think we need to know that?
No, I don't. And I think the same thing was said when Fernandez died. We heard about what was in his system, and it comes off as bad.
Yeah.
Like, man, the people that we love, the pitchers that we like, that we really enjoy, we hear this part of their life. It's already sad that they died, but then we hear that they had drugs in their system when they died. It just makes it worse.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. It's not. I don't want my lasting memory of him being
a drug addict.
Yeah, dude was on drugs. Yeah.
But at the same time, bro, it could be something to enlighten us. I agree with y'all, but it could be something to enlighten us, let us know it's something going. It's a bigger problem here. It's something bigger going on. Why they need these drugs, bro? They got all this money and stuff. It's something bigger going on, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
True, and I feel that, but at the same time, like I said, I don't want that as a lasting memory of a great guy. And we all knew Roy Halladay as a great guy, just like Fernandez. Everybody adored Fernandez, but then all of a sudden, he was cocaine and all. We don't want to hear that. That's not good. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Here we go. Le'Veon Bell. It came out reports, and shout out to the 3-point conversion inside of LA Broadest. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitter, Facebook. So he reported that Le'Veon Bell skipped almost the entire walkthrough on Saturday right before the game. And it was up to 5 minutes. Also, he showed up later than normal before the game. Now, yes, still, he balled out during the game, but still.
I think it's horrible. And it's bad. He in his contract year, he say he don't want the franchise tag no more. But this ain't how you go about it.
No,
it's a big game. Like you said, he balled out, which of course Le'Veon balls out. That's what he do. But you part of the leadership team. You can't show up 5 minutes before practice, almost late to the like. Man, what are you doing?
And then you're asking for a contract. Also, that's the part that is horrible. The fact that you're talking about, I won't show up. I won't do this. I'll retire if I have to. But then you do something like this. If it's true, that's not good. Now, we don't know if it's an excuse because I hadn't heard Pittsburgh complain about it. Right. So it could have been an excuse. Something could have been going on. Go ahead.
What could be going on, though?
I mean, you never know. And the funny thing is, it didn't stop his play. But like you said, what could be going on that serious? I mean, we don't know, and they didn't complain. It's just right now, I've never seen the Pittsburgh Steelers organization in so much shambles right now. And that's not used to seeing that. Anyway, moving on. On to some NBA. My man Kristaps Porzingis came out on Friday and said that the players knew that he was supposed to be a starter. Now, he's upset that he didn't get the starting nod. Now, remember how it was selected this year as far as players, the starters, fans, media, and the players got to vote. So he was selected third in front of, and as far as a front court player, which had him starting by the players, but he was ranked fourth by the media and fans. And Joel Embiid, he was fourth by the players, but got third, because of the fans and the media. So he's kind of salty. But I'll say this, and I want you to weigh in on it. Porzingis, don't come in talking about you tired. And that's why y'all didn't play well because you tired and you're an NBA player. If you want to be a starter, bruh, you got to play every game and don't complain about it.
And I was thinking about that last night when I was thinking about the situation. Like, okay, you want to be an all-star, but you're going to say you're tired. Like, okay, everybody get tired, but that's not something you say. You don't bring that out. However, I had to look at his stats.
You think his stats bigger than Embiid as a center, though?
He averaging 25 points, and he leading the league in blocks.
True.
Embiid is more vocal.
But he balling.
He balling. I'm not saying he balling. He probably arguably the best big man. You can arguably say that. But
his stats, yeah, I feel you.
He ball. Porzingis balling out.
Yeah, I feel that, and he is. But it's good to have a center in the game, a real center. So, well, we have Boogie starting, so
Yeah.
moving on. Last but not least, we got to end it with Tebow. Tim Tebow has been invited to the New York Mets Major League camp for spring training. Is this his time? Can he get in?
I mean, I like it. I'm glad they brought him if he's good enough to play. He did pretty good in the minor league last year. He wasn't the best player on the field at times, but he did good enough to apparently get an invite. Now, if they're doing it for publicity, I don't really like it for that reason. I'd rather him be there as a baseball player and try to make it as a baseball player.
Right. No, I agree. I definitely agree. So, hopefully he gets in, man. I'm happy for him. He's not getting all that media nonsense, following him. So that's cool, and he's doing something he likes, so I wish him the best of luck. So that will end our quick hits. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back for the hot topic. Keep it locked.
This is Lamont Broadus, the sportologist, and I can't think of anything better than to have my feet kicked up, chilling, listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Tune your radio.
Tune in
now.
You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com
or your app store.
What's poppin', sports fans? This is Sherm, host of Face the Music, and I'm currently kicked back, chilling, maxing, and relaxing in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with Mr. Controversy, only on the 3-Point Conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We started a little bit late, but we're good. We're live on Facebook Live also. And if you want your people to come in, have them chime in. Also, you can call in at 404-603-8770. Once again, that's 404-603-8770. Y'all come in and call in, man. We having a good time today, man. So, and you can listen on TuneIn as well. Now, if you're listening on TuneIn and on iHeartRadio at 12 o'clock because of the station and another show behind us, that will come on. But you can come back on Facebook Live, and like I said, we'll have the podcast for you as well. So I'm here, Mr. Controversy, with my man Dennis Pendleton, aka Kane. We in here having a great time. Having a good time, man, and I gotta say, shout out to Cindy-Cut's Barbershop and everyone listening live, man. Appreciate you all. Patience, the hottest barbershop in Atlanta. Might be in Georgia. No, I think it's in Georgia. Might be on the East Coast, if not the United States. 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135. Make sure you check them out. Make sure, of course, shout out to Mr. Dwayne Chambers, my barber. He did me in, if y'all could me. But coldest barber. I know I might get some death threats, but the coldest barber in the shop. Yeah, I said it. It's the truth. But everybody in that shop balling though. Like I said, everybody can cut. But make sure y'all check out Dwayne Chambers on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. Make sure y'all check him out on Instagram. All right, so this is the hot topic segment. And there's a lot of hot topics going on, man. NBA fights, the thing going on with the UFC. There's a lot of things, but I really wanted to get into this AFC Championship game. And not even the game itself, but the fact that it's a chance that Tom Brady and the New England Patriots could be ousted. Now, we're really not going to get into how they will lose and if they will lose, but if they do lose, would this be a bad thing for the NFL, considering that what other superstar do you have left in the Super Bowl, or is this a good thing?
It quite possibly could be a bad thing. You got to think about already the ratings are already down. So now you're going to have the Jacksonville Jaguars against Minnesota Vikings, maybe. You're talking about maybe a 3-point game, like 6-3. How many people really going to tune into that? And most of us, I ain't going to say most of us, but a lot of America are tired of seeing Tom Brady. But are they going to watch it without Tom Brady?
Right.
Like, you going to watch Blake Bortles play a whole Super Bowl? Like, probably not. You know what I mean?
But you know what? And I'll come from this angle, though. I hear you. I ain't gonna lie. It depends on who's in the Super Bowl. If it's Jacksonville versus Vikings, I don't know, man. I might have to take my wife out to eat or something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna watch the game. But if it's Jacksonville and the Eagles, it might be a better matchup. But going back to Brady playing or not, now, when they played the Rams, of course, you did have a superstar because you had Kurt Warner, you had Marshall Faulk. Mm-hmm. But it was this young, pale guy named Tom Brady that was a backup, and he came out of nowhere. And that's who we're talking about right now. Yeah. So it's good to have people in like that. Now, again, you stated there's no superstars if he's not in. But I'll ask you this. If it's defense, I'll put it like this. To me, I think football is overrated now when it comes to offense because everybody loves the offense. I understand that, but this is not baseball. It's not about the home runs. Mm-hmm. When you really think about football, what football was actually about, defense. It was defense, mm-hmm. and it was good football. Right. So, yes, you might not want to see two defensive teams, but at the same time, I want to see a good game. Right. Will we see a good game if Tom Brady gets in and they play Minnesota Vikings?
Based on Minnesota's defense, I think it would be. You got to think about who they beat last week. Drew Brees was arguably the best quarterback the second half of the season, if not most of the season. You look at his numbers. He put up numbers. Where he's putting the ball at last week, Minnesota couldn't do nothing, and they still happen to win. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think it'll be a good game regardless of who Minnesota play. Like I said, it'll be a defensive game if they play Blake Bortles and the Jaguars. But I think it'll be more interesting, more offense going on because as Tom Brady scores, then Minnesota will have to score. So they're going to have to do that. So I think New England and Minnesota will be a better game. But I think I want the Jags to win, though.
Yeah, I want the Jags to win, too. But if New England comes, then you have somebody to root against. I get that. Right. You know, everybody hates New England. Now, the funny thing is everybody's rooting against New England, but expect them to win. So if we root against New England, they lose, Tom Brady's not in there anymore, then it's like, what now? Like, why? But still, I just think for football, the bad guy gets beat down. And I'm calling him a bad guy because that's what everybody looks at, him or Coach Belichick or just the Patriots team in itself. But they're looked as the bad team, bad guys. They're knocked down, and I think it's good for football. Now, in a sense, you get to learn about these two teams. Now, true enough, two of these teams, the two teams coming out the NFC, are basically in Tom Brady's shoes as he was in, about 500 years ago when he was second year. That's what it is. So I think it's good. I mean, think about it. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl. Jeff Hostetler won a Super Bowl. Now, the only person that won a Super Bowl, but it wasn't about him, was what's my man? Baltimore won.
Ravens.
I can't think of his name. But when he came in, it was like he won, but he didn't really do anything.
Hand the ball off, don't turn it over.
That was it. Yeah. But Hostetler came in and won it. Matter of fact, he took over the team in the middle of the season, came back and won it. Doug Williams did the same thing.
Right.
Now, of course, they did because that's my cousin. If y'all don't know, Trent Dilfer, that's his name. Appreciate that, Alex. They and make sure, like I said, we see y'all on Facebook Live. We definitely put y'all comments in and everything. So, and also call in at 404-603-8770 if you want to put your 3 cents in. But yeah, so Doug Williams, my cousin, they did him bogus. I mean, we all know why. Right. But he came in and ripped it. You know what I'm saying? Tore it up. Mm-hmm. So we've seen things happen like this, and this could be good. Now, of course, y'all say, well, why don't this team in the NFC go against a better quarterback? But D, all I'm saying is this might be good because then what if you have Jacksonville play a Philadelphia Eagles or Minnesota Vikings? And the way Blake Bortles been playing, what if Blake Bortles plays well? And next thing you know, that boosts his confidence. Now you're looking at Jacksonville as one of the premier teams next year.
And as you said, let's say Case Keenum get there, and he playing against the Jags defense that's supposed to shut everybody down, and then he make a name for himself at that time. You know what I mean? So you're right on both ends. It could be good for the game because this could be the next Tom Brady. This could be the next, next great quarterback. Right. Maybe Blake Bortles will be. Maybe Case Keenum be. Look at the numbers Case done put up all year. He done put up some numbers nobody expected him to do. Right.
And then I don't want to hear, well, it's fixed because they want. I don't want to hear that stuff. I mean, I'm tired of hearing stuff like that, man. And that's one of the big reasons why I want Jacksonville to win because I don't want to hear it's fixed. Mm-hmm. But see, you can't make a football fan happy because it's going to be fixed. But then if Jacksonville beat them, this game is bogus. It's boring. And
Tom Brady was hurt.
Yeah, Tom. Right. What do you want? Right. You know what I'm saying? What is it? So I think I feel everybody is saying that they do want a power or a superstar in the Super Bowl because, I mean, that's the whole point. It's the Super Bowl. I mean, super. I get that. Right. But at the same time, I want a game that's going to be good. I don't care who's superstar or not. I think you might have a better game if Jacksonville plays the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think that would be a good game.
And why?
Eagles offense to go against that defense, even though they don't have what's the quarterback that got hurt. I
know you're talking about. Yeah.
Even though he got hurt,
Carson Wentz.
Right. Even though Wentz got hurt, they still out there putting up numbers.
Right.
They offense still good. They still got receivers. They got 2-3 good running backs that's doing their thing, and their defense is nothing to throw away. They got a pretty good defense too. They was one of the best defenses in the league if I'm remembering correctly.
Right.
So I think that would be probably a game that I would like to see more than again Minnesota and Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville and Philly would be a good Super Bowl.
And we always say this. It would be a great Super Bowl because, like I said earlier, when you look at the championship games versus the Super Bowl, the championship games always are better.
Always.
And that Jacksonville New England game might be a great game. And if Jacksonville comes out on top, it might be an even better Super Bowl now because a team like Philly or Minnesota, now the playing field is much even,
right,
or more even than it would have been. Say you have this big team with all experience, and that's what I like. I want two teams that don't have that much experience, but playing with adrenaline and playing with their hearts. Mm-hmm. More of like last year, New England won off experience,
and it was a good game. I was just gonna say that, but like you're saying, it was experience down in the fourth quarter. Who gonna do this? Who's been here? Who knows what to do? He took the sack.
Yeah.
Can't took sack. Ryan took the sack.
Right.
No way Tom Brady would have took the sack.
No. And that's my point is the fact that that's what won it. And it's good. I'm not saying I don't want any team that has superstars experience to be in it. I'm not saying that. But to me, if you think about it, wouldn't it be better to have two teams that's playing off heart and not saying that New England doesn't love the game, but playing off heart and playing off emotion. And yes, they might be nervous, whatever, but second quarter we see that goes out the window, second half. You just have a better game. And I think that it'd be better if it wouldn't be. Well, I don't see why it would hurt if Tom Brady doesn't get in. It doesn't make sense for me. I mean, it doesn't. But let's look at it like this, too. If Tom Brady wins if they don't get in, is this over for not just for him, but for Belichick? And like, do you see Belichick leaving? Because there's been rumors, people snickering about Belichick should leave and he might be going to the Giants or other places.
I think if it breaks up, it's not because of they lost in the AFC Championship or if they lose in the Super Bowl. I think it was going to happen anyway. I don't want to say anyway because if you win a Super Bowl, how can you break up, Tom Brady and Belichick? I think it just makes it easier for them to go their separate ways if they do lose.
Right. Now, we got a question on Facebook Live coming from Alex Babb. It says, what does Philly do if Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl?
Make him a backup next year.
Right. Yeah. But
what Wentz was doing, Wentz would have been the MVP if he hadn't got hurt.
I think the better question is, what does Nick Foles do?
Right. That is the better
because,
question. Right.
Yeah,
and I guess the question is really going to be if Nick Foles win the Super Bowl, not necessarily the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Like if Nick Foles win the Super Bowl, then what does Nick Foles do? Do you want to be a backup? You just want a Super Bowl.
Well, maybe he gets a job. He didn't play as long in the regular season, but like I said, you look at Jeff Hostetler. Jeff Hostetler got a big contract.
You got to think Nick Foles only 2 years removed from throwing 3 interceptions.
Right. We all know who messed up his career.
Chip Kelly.
Not Chip Kelly. He did well in the Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
It was Fisher.
Yeah.
Fisher did that. Think about
when he went to
Jeff. Look at golf.
Yeah.
Look how golf played. Yeah. So overrated. I think he gets a big contract if he comes out, whoever he plays against. Let's say he plays against New England and he wins. Oh, he's getting a big contract. Yeah. Let's say if he goes up against Jacksonville and tears Jacksonville apart. Big contract. So again, in the aftermath, I think you look at how would it affect not just the NFL as a whole, but players, teams. Because if Brady comes back and they win another one, then what we're gonna say? He played against backup quarterback. We can't.
You can't win.
You can't win. So
no matter what.
I think the fact that it will be better if, again, that we have New England lose. Mm-hmm. I'm just being real. That's what I think. Yeah. Because then with the league and with everything that is going on, it just looks better. You got so many things that could happen that could affect players in a good way.
And then you got Jacksonville and Minnesota possibly winning the Super Bowl.
Right. Two teams that hadn't won at all.
Forever. Yeah, Jacksonville was just not in the playoffs since 2004 or
something? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So anyway, if you're listening once again from TuneIn or you're listening on iHeartRadio, we're about to wrap it up for that. But you can join Facebook Live. We're here on Facebook Live. Make sure you come in. Shout out to everybody who's listening or looking live. We're here. We have a show. We'll be right back. Take a quick break.
This is Lamont Broadus, the sportologist, and I can't think of anything better than to have my feet kicked up, chilling, listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
What's up, world? This is your boy Vincent J, aka Mr. Hot Topic, from the new hit show Speak Out, where we're real and raw. And you're listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my brother from another mother, Mr. Controversy, right here on the 3 Point Conversion Station. Keep it locked. Bam.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here. My main man, Dennis, a.k.a. Kane. Real quick, man, what you think about all the snow in Atlanta, man? I know we're based out of Atlanta. What was going on with this snow?
Man, that's why we left the shot. It felt like the crib back here the whole week. It felt like the crib.
And then shout out to East Preps for doing the Tropical Bowl. We were there at the Tropical Bowl. You all could check us out on Facebook, the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. Also on Instagram, you can look at the at my Instagram at Controversy Raphael. We was there. We had pictures up. It was cold up there.
Yeah, it was freezing. It was worse than that. The wind chill was in negative.
And the funny thing is, just on some, I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. We're men, right? We're men. It was so cold. We only had one jacket. We were sharing the jacket every 10 minutes. That's how cold it was. We didn't care.
We had to keep switching jackets, man. It was freezing.
It was freezing.
We on the
hey,
field like
the funny thing was, we had NFL scouts looking like, "Hey, man, I don't even blame y'all, man. Can I use it?
Can
I use the coat?"
In their pocket, asking, "Can I use it?"
Hey, I know this. Man laws went out.
Too many people here. Too many.
Hey, man law went out the door on that one, though. It was too cold, bro. We didn't expect the weather to be like that. No. It was cold in Daytona. But shout out to all the Tropical Bowl players. All right, so we have a special guest here today. The 3-Point Conversion NBA correspondent, my man. A lot of respect I have for this guy. My man, Mr. Joel Cordes. How's it going, Joel?
Hey, it's good to be back, guys. And it's a warm day up here in Michigan. It's 36 out right now.
Oh, see, we can't talk there.
Yeah, we happy today.
Right. Man, how you been? How's everything going?
I'm good. It took a little break here, some health stuff with the family, but it's all good now, and I am really excited to be back with you guys talking NBA.
Yes, sir. Good. So, let's go ahead and we can start off. I got to start talking about the All-Star game. The All-Star, we saw the starters. They voted the starters in, and it's pretty much what we expected. Well, not on the West, but I'll start up. So, if you all don't know, it was Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and Boogie Cousins for the West. For the East, you had Isaiah Thomas, you had DeMar DeRozan, right? DeRozan, LeBron James, and the Freak Greek. Yeah, I said Kyrie, and then we had Joel Embiid. Everything looks good, except, do you think they got it right in the West, or who else do you think got left off?
I'm fine with the starters in the West. I know there was a case made that Jimmy Butler, who's in the MVP conversation, maybe could have got the starting nod over DeMarcus Cousins. But at the same time, Davis and Cousins are both having career years. Cousins has been a starter before. He's been close to a starter other times. So I'm not angry or upset at that. It's a little surprising that reigning MVP Russell Westbrook doesn't get in as a starter, but I think that's part of the fact that the Thunder have been a little bit disappointing. Russ's numbers are down. So, again, it feels right. There's a couple of question marks where you got to think about it for a second, but, like you just said, once you sit down and think about it, it's not so bad.
So, real quick, before Dennis asks a question, I got to ask. Now, you heard about we talked about it earlier, the Embiid-Porzingis situation where Porzingis feels like he should be there. Do you think he has a case?
Not much. Joel Embiid is the better player, and I love Kristaps Porzingis, and he's going to be an all-star starter multiple times during his career. I don't think any of us are questioning that as long as he stays healthy. But right now, today, Joel Embiid is the better player. The only case that Porzingis can make is that he's appeared in more games than Embiid. But Embiid's numbers are better, his efficiency is better, the eye test is better. Porzingis can hit you from outside. He's good in the post. He's been a good shot blocker. but Joel Embiid just dictates the game on both ends, inside and out. And we could have an all-day debate about best big man in the NBA, and Embiid's name is going to come up already, and the kid's only played like 80-some games in his career.
Good point.
That's a good point. Next question. With the Cleveland Cavaliers struggling, why do you think the struggles are coming about now, and how long do you think it's going to last?
Well, I think the on-court struggles come from a couple of things. Number one, they got off to a slow start. Too many new players. You got to get people on the same defensive page. We all saw that coming. Derrick Rose as a starter was a little bit shaky with them, not because he was playing poorly, but just because the fit was a little bit shaky when you've got another ball-dominant guy, and then you've got LeBron who needs to dictate the offense. That means Kevin Love is going to get fewer touches. So it just took them a while, and then they moved Dwayne Wade to the bench. They eventually got everything right. Derrick Rose goes down and gets hurt, and actually coinciding with their win streak in the middle of the first half of the season here, where they rattled off like 20 out of 24 games, it was with Jose Calderon as their starting point guard. And while he is certainly on the verge of being washed up, he brings a couple of things that really help that starting unit. Number one, he just wants to pass the ball. He's going to find the open guy, and that allowed people to cut, to move, to get the basketball on time. You look at his on-off numbers, and everybody in that starting lineup, their numbers took a huge jump with Calderon as the point guard. Now, their defensive numbers slipped a little bit because he is shaky on defense, but he's the best catch-and-shoot point guard they have. Now you bring Isaiah Thomas back into the mix, and to me, it's not a coincidence that another ball-dominant guy, who of course is head and shoulders and then some better than Calderon, comes back into that mix, and all of a sudden they've got defensive issues again because they're trying to acclimate a new guy into the system who was never a strong defender to begin with. But the offense all of a sudden looks really disjointed. And with Isaiah Thomas on the court with those starters, LeBron, Kevin Love, their numbers especially dip big time. And again, it's because you got another guy who's got the ball in his hand. So the solution to me here is really simple. Move Isaiah Thomas to the second unit. When he plays with guys like J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, their numbers go up big time. That's because those guys can't initiate the offense themselves, and IT2 can. So you space that back out. You put Calderon back in the starting lineup, but he plays minimal minutes just to get the starting group going, everybody in rhythm. Then you sit him and you let Isaiah Thomas play out the rest of the game. But with more of those minutes coming with those second stringers who are struggling anyway, problem solved. You'll notice I left Derrick Rose out of the equation here, and I'm sorry, Derrick, but you're the third string point guard in this lineup.
Don't do my boy like that.
That's what I figured when he was coming back, and IT was going to be coming back. That's what would happen.
And once again, we're here live with Mr. Joel Cortez, the three-point conversion NBA correspondent, talking basketball, NBA. Now, the trading deadline is coming, and we look at teams who putting players on the trading block. And you mentioned Cleveland. Cleveland might be looking to make some trades. You know, we got DeAndre Jordan and everything. But yesterday, somebody, which was a shock, was put on the trading block and made available for trades, which was Charlotte Hornets' Kemba Walker. Where do you see him fitting into? What team would fit? He would fit the best.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not Cleveland, because his name has been linked there just because the Cavs are hungry again just to try to juice up that lineup and get something going. But Kemba is another ball-dominant point guard who's excellent as a decision maker, excellent as an attacker, but he's not a fantastic off-the-ball shooter. Any point guard that you put on that Cavs team needs to be able to play off the ball a ton because of LeBron James's presence. And if Isaiah Thomas is still in the mix, you've got double the problem. So don't send Kemba to Cleveland. Don't send him to New York. That has been rumored a little bit. Frank Ntilikina needs to develop as their point guard. They are not ready to contend yet. Don't go for an and I shouldn't say overpaid because Kemba's underpaid, but he's about to hit his next contract. That would be a move by the Knicks that says we're ready to win now, and they're not. So send Kemba and send Nick Batum to the Detroit Pistons, a team that is clawing for a playoff spot. They've been rumored to be very interested in Walker. Replace Reggie Jackson. You send out Stanley Johnson. Reggie Bullock, Langston Galloway, and a Pistons pick to the Hornets, and you get that deal done. Batum, who is overpaid, suddenly becomes the third or fourth wheel in Detroit and makes a lot of sense there with Avery Bradley as a defender. I think that's my number one pick for Kemba. Otherwise, you just don't send him to New York or to Cleveland at this point. I'll take him anywhere else.
All right, our next question. Who you think has been the biggest surprise player in the first half of the season?
The first guy that comes to mind is not a sexy name whatsoever, but he was a guy who was struggling to even latch on in the NBA, and now he's played so well that he's gotten a starting nod to the point that D'Angelo Russell is going to have to fight him for minutes, and that's Spencer Dinwiddie in Brooklyn. His efficiency numbers are like top 10, and you can call that an early season aberration, but again, for a guy who playing on not a great team, but to be efficient and to be setting people up and to be effective on both ends, he's been super impressive. The easy answer, though, is Victor Oladipo from the Indiana Pacers. You know, he came in a couple years ago, number 4 pick with the Magic. He was okay, but didn't really live up to the expectations. He goes to Oklahoma City. He was okay, but not a great fit with Russell Westbrook. And now you put him in Indiana, and suddenly he's thriving. You just see that the light bulb has gone on. Oladipo knows where his shots are coming from now. He knows how the defense is going to play him. He's been very aggressive on defense. So it'd be between those two guys for me.
Question, do you think, or would you give a nod to Chris Dunn, especially you coming out of Minnesota? And
yeah. He's in the conversation for sure, but Dunn has been really up and down throughout the season. He didn't even get consistent minutes until a couple of months ago. So I love what I'm seeing from Chris Dunn, and my answer could be different by the time we get to the end of the season. But for me, it's just to wait a little bit longer. Dunn has at least proven that he's not going to be a draft bust. He's 24 already, so again, people question his upside. But the defensive chops were there already last year in Minnesota. You could tell that this kid will be a defensive difference maker. But the bigger question is if he's going to be not only a starter, but maybe that near-start type of player, is whether he's got a feel for the offense. And he's finally developed that this year.
All right.
I got another question.
Oh, go ahead.
It's back to Kemba. If New Orleans had the picks or the players, do you think he arrived there?
I absolutely think he would thrive there, absolutely. But that trade would have to involve Drew Holiday. It's going to involve some filler. Holiday is well-liked in New Orleans, especially by Anthony Davis, and New Orleans really has to cater to Davis at this point. Now, I don't think Davis would turn down playing with Kemba, and I think Kemba's an upgrade there, although maybe not head and shoulders because Holiday is very solid, although that's a guy who's had some health issues. I think a deal like that could get done. There's a lot of other really interesting names out there, though, on this trade block. We haven't even talked about DeAndre Jordan, who's been mentioned a whole bunch. When we talk about the Cavs and not going for Kemba, I think they should be all over George Hill and trying to get him from Sacramento. He makes a ton of sense there in Cleveland as an off-the-ball guy. Kemba in New Orleans, I could see that.
All right, there you have it. My man, Mr. Joel Cortez, the three-point conversion NBA correspondent, doing his thing. Joel, we appreciate you for coming on. Please let everyone know where they can find you and follow you, sir.
I'm at bballjoel on Twitter.
All right, there you have it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the three-point conversion, with no team or no players off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
Sit back with me, the baseball antagonist. Pull up your favorite chair, grab a drink, and listen as Mr. Controversy helps us relax with his sports knowledge in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, right here on the 3-Point Conversion Station.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, live on Facebook Live. It's your man, Mr. Controversy. We got my man Dennis over here chilling with me, and we definitely appreciate all of the support and everybody who's waited and they're listening live, man. We definitely appreciate you live. I didn't get no report. I didn't get no report so far that, that we're, messed up or everybody's upset at us. So cool. So I think we're cool, so that's a good thing. And also, we're about to go into this What's on My Mind segment, man. This segment right here is that segment where we go in. But first, the segment is brought to you by Sucker Free Life, LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone can be sucker free. Make sure you purchase your apparel today exclusively at facebook.com/Sucker Free Life LLC. Good stuff. But yeah, so, and we're going to do it a little different today. I got two things that's bothering me on my mind. So I guess I'm going to do a dolo today. So first off, I want to talk about the fighting in the NBA. Everybody's been in an uproar about it, going crazy. What's going on in the NBA? Why all of these fights? Why people, in the NBA, the players, I guess, can't contain themselves? What's going on? To me, what fights have we seen? I mean, all we see is people playing to hold me back. What you gonna do? You better hold me back. You lucky you hold me back. That's all we seeing. I mean, we saw a follow take a wild swing, but miss completely. And I forgot who the player was, but he held him like a G. Had him held down with one arm, had the other hand up like, I ain't doing that, ref. He tried to get away with a little hit. He came back hard, but then put his hand up again, and he didn't even get suspended. But either or, there's no fights, nothing going on, but it's a lot of skirmishes. Why is that going on? Why do we see that now, opposed to maybe the last few years? First of all, I'm glad to see that. You say, why, Mr. Controversy? Well, it shows that there's emotion in the game, which we hadn't seen in a while. I'm tired of watching games, especially in the playoffs. Nobody's getting mad at each other. Everybody's helping each other up. But here's the blame, I think. You look at the refs, how they officiate the game. Most of the time, it doesn't even get to escalate. Because if I'm staring at you, I'm getting a T. And he's getting a T. If I'm talking smack, just talking, he's getting a T. I'm getting a T. There's a lot of players out there frustrated. See, y'all don't know how good it is to get those pushes off, man. You push somebody, they push you, whatever. That's all they want to do anyway. Just let the frustration come out. Because like any professional sport, after they get done tangling with each other, the next play, they forget about it. That's just how it's always been. I mean, you go back to the old school when Rodman, and Detroit Pistons going up against the Bulls, or the Knicks and the Bulls. And remember, they were friends back then. You talking about Oakley and Pip, Oakley and Jordan, Barkley and Jordan, Barkley and Pip, all of them was cool. They were good friends, pushing, shoving. But it was never to the point where, I'm going to just swing on you. No, because they knew the refs was going to come in between. I mean, it's really trying to get an edge on you. That's it. But now that the refs are blocking this and players can't get their emotions off, it builds up. So now, let me get in the locker room and chase this dude. What would have happened if do you honestly think do you honestly think that Trevor Ariza would have swung on Blake Griffin if they would have allowed him to push? They didn't even push during the game. Like, come on. No pushing or anything. But yet still, they got teed up for what? Because they were talking? But like I said, that stuff builds up, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we all know, this is my favorite. I keep bringing this up. When Kevin Durant tried to act like he was going to punk Boogie. How in the world you going to... You weigh about 110 soaking wet. And you talking about Boogie? But you going to go ahead and... Come on, man. But they know it's not going to escalate. They know the refs stop it. And Boogie going to get tossed like he did. And that's my thing is you can't... I mean, what you going to do? So my point is, I blame the refs and the league the way they're fitting games. Let them push. Don't be so quick to give them a T. If they push and they push, stop it. Just stop it. Let them be man. Like Jake O'Donnell, the referee, used to say, stop crying like a baby and play ball. I mean, and that was because he said that to John Starks after he was complaining about Reggie Miller. But that's how it's supposed to be. But I think we're looking at these so-called NBA fights with a unfamiliar eye. And the reason why I say this is because it looks big, of course. This is crazy, but it's really not because nothing happened. Nobody connected. I mean, the media, we've made it, and the league has made it more than what it is because we see technical fouls, but none of this deserves technical fouls. None of this deserves technical fouls. But that's what's on my mind about that. But I want to go back to the offense and defense when I was talking about football. Like I stated, I guess because I'm from Chicago and people want to make jokes, that's because y'all don't have an offense. But I was built, your mama. I was built on defense, in Chicago. But that's what football was always about. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth football, whether it's defense or offense. But sometimes, man, honestly, most times, I don't want to see a game 45-42. Now, the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Jacksonville Jaguars, it was different. It was some defense in that, block punts. That was cool. But that game when, for instance, when Arizona played Green Bay, I think it was like 2009 or 10, whatever. I can't remember. 2009, before they went to the Super Bowl. But either or, it was like 50 or 48 to something. It went into overtime. I don't want to see that, man, because that's boring. You got two teams that can't stop each other. What good is that? So when we talk about this Tom Brady situation, is it more about the name or is it more about people are scared that there won't be any scoring? But again, defense is a part of the game. You look at the majority of the teams that won all the Super Bowls, I guarantee you more than half of them, of the teams that won, they were defensively great because defense wins games. And yes, I know it's all about the quarterback right now and the wide receivers and they putting up points. But at the same time, that doesn't put championships or trophies, Super Bowl trophies, in the case. And I think right now we should enjoy what the Jacksonville Jaguars are doing. We should enjoy what the Minnesota Vikings are doing. Even enjoy what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. Because it's sound football, it's great defense. This is what the league was built upon. This is what we always saw. If you all are over 30 years old, 33 years old, y'all should be familiar with defense because this is what we saw. I mean, back in the day was when you had these teams running the ball 63% of the time, if not more. If it was 3rd and 3, like I remember when it was 3rd and 3, it wasn't no throwing the ball. You was going to run for it. That was it, But now we see 3rd and 1, and they line up in shotgun. Come on, man. I understand it's schematic. I understand the schemes. I understand that's what we want. But what's up with the smash mouth football? What's up with the defense? What's up with just football instead of let's air it out 89 times in a game and see who put up the most points? That's not football to me. That's flag football. Maybe we should have a flag football league. I mean, yeah, we say it's turning 2-1. That's what we have. Maybe that's what y'all like. But I say let's enjoy what we're seeing right now. You don't get to see defenses like this. I can't remember a time when it was, it's always been a top 5, top 10 defenses in the league. But I'm saying I can't remember when you had 3 or more teams that were great defensively. That's just, and I think we should enjoy that. Because it won't be like this from here on out. That's all I got to say. And that's what's on my mind. So I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with the Stop It moment. Or moments. We'll be right back.
What's going on, world? This your boy Vincent J, aka the Fantasy Guru. And do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time for the Stop It segment right here on the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Yes, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here with my man, Dennis. And right now, it is time for the most infamous, the most famous
Stop It segment. Let's get it. Stop it. Bro, I can't get my music. That's what you shot. So, now, Stop It segment. My first Stop It is going to go to Blake Bortles. So Blake Bortles was feeling himself a little bit, and I understand what he was trying to say. I get it. I feel what but I'm gonna say it, but I understand what he was trying to say. But you gotta learn how to say it. So Blake Bortles came out and said, there are people, and this is him referring to people saying he sucks. So he's saying there are people who think LeBron James sucks. I'm sure there will always be people who always think I suck. I'm going to say that one more time. There are people who think LeBron James sucks, but I'm sure there will always be people who always think I suck. Stop it. Bruh, how do you compare yourself to LeBron James?
No comparison.
How do you compare yourself? You need to compare yourself to Papa Jones.
Yeah. agree with that. That's agreeable.
Popeye Jones, who's playing today? George Hill. Not LeBron James.
Not even George Hill. Didn't he win in San Antonio?
No, not you can't. That doesn't make sense. Like, where do they do that at? I don't know, but I couldn't believe that. My next stop at segment or moment goes to just NBA fans and NBA media. So listen to this. So we all know that most media and fans think and been saying that Lonzo Ball has been having a subpar year, right, as a rookie, right? So if that's the case, okay, that's what you say. But everybody thinks that Draymond Green should be an all-star this year. Everybody says he's going to be all-star. Every media fan, he should be an all-star. He's going to be in an all-star game. Well, let's look at the stats. So Lonzo Ball is averaging 10.2 points per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, and 7.1 assists a game. I'm going to say that one more time. Lonzo Ball is averaging 10.2 points per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, and 7.1 assists per game. Draymond Green is averaging 11.1 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game, and 7.6 assists a game. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
How in the world is Draymond considered an all-star if he has basically the same stats as somebody you're saying is subpar? So which one is fact and which one is false? Should we say that Draymond Green shouldn't be an all-star, or should we say that Lonzo Ball is having
pretty good year,
a great year? Yeah. As my man D said earlier, Lonzo has been very productive. He's gotten better. He does basically the same thing that Draymond does. He handles the rock, put people in place to score, rebounds, you see that, gives assists. He scores 10 points a game. Same thing Draymond is doing.
And the Lakers just won their first game without him last night.
Say that one more time.
They won their first game without him last night. They're like 1-9 or 1-8 without him.
But Draymond should be an all-star, and Lonzo was doing subpar. Not some people think he's not playing well at all. Stop it.
Stop it.
That's all I gotta say. Look, we're gonna take a quick break, man. We gotta leave a second because I'm getting upset. That doesn't make sense. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back to discuss these NFL games, man. Some big games coming up. We'll be right back.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-point conversion, with no team or no players off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
Sit back with me, the baseball antagonist. Pull up your favorite chair, grab a drink, and listen as Mr. Controversy helps us relax with his sports knowledge in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, right here on the 3-Point Conversion Station.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'd like to thank everyone who is listening and following us live on Facebook Live. We definitely appreciate you. I'm here with my man, Dennis Pendleton.
Hey.
And I'm Mr. Controversy. And again, you all can call in. Don't be shy. 404-603-8770. Once again, that's 404-603-8770. We're about to get into these games this Sunday. And right now, let's start with the first game. Jacksonville Jaguars, you all should know, traveling to New England or Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. So, D, I'm going to put it right in your hands, man. How can the Jaguars win?
Keep Tom Brady off the field. And I think the way you do that is Leonard Fournette, run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And then when Brady do get out there, make sure you hit him. You got to hit him hard. Jacksonville got to get out there and do what they do, which is play hard-nosed defense. Don't go out there hitting light. Every play, hit the ball. Whoever carrying the ball, hit the running back, knock him on his butt. Knock Tom Brady, make sure he's steadily getting hit. We can't see no game where we look at Tom Brady's stat line and he hasn't been rushed, he hasn't been pushed, he hasn't been hit. He got to be hit.
Definitely. Now, on the offensive side, so you say run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. I totally agree. But I think they're going to have to play a better game than that. The reason why I say that is I agree you want to run the ball, keep the run, but I think they should come out passing. Only reason why I say that is we all know Belichick is the best. Even past Nick Saban, who Nick Saban studied under when it comes to stopping your best attribute. And he's going to be ready for the run.
He definitely putting 8 in the box.
Yeah, putting 8, 9. He's going to come up with schemes where it looks like it's only 6. And all of a sudden, some people going to come out the bench.
Off the sideline.
Yeah, But you have to come out and throw the ball. You have to get a passing game because that's the only way you're going to have them back up, like you said. And for Fournette to get some passing lanes. I'll put it like this. If they can hold Le'Veon Bell and make him look like a third-string running back in the last AFC Championship game,
they can do it to Fournette.
They can definitely stop Fournette. Right. Definitely. And it's not even close. So you have to come out and pass the ball. I mean, right now, I understand people like don't trust Brady. I mean, not Brady, but Bortles. You don't want to trust Bortles because forget that.
It's too late to not trust him.
Right.
It's too late.
Right.
You here now, you got to, like you said, I do again, think you got to run the ball, but like you saying, Blake Bortles got to do something. You got to, you can't run on 3rd and 8.
No, you can't. What you going to do?
So, you definitely right on that. Blake Bortles got to come out and, he got to do his thing.
Now, on the defensive side, what do you see Jacksonville doing? I mean, of course, we know hit Brady. That might just be it, but do you see anything else? Because quick passing.
I like their secondary, man. Their secondary is very good, so I think that's probably what Brady gonna probably be trying to do. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of long passes, down the field passes like that. But I think if they front seven can really control the game, they don't really have to worry about their secondary. They got one of the best secondaries in the league. I think if they front seven can really, again, not just hitting Brady, making sure that Deion Lewis don't get loose or the James White, make sure those 8-yard gains, little swing plays where they're getting 13 yards here. If they can stop that, I think they got a good chance to win.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going to do. And you look at it from the New England side, New England, you look at how usually what they do is New England, it's funny because defensively, like you said, Belichick's going to stop your best attribute. But on the offensive side, they're going to go against your weakest or find out what they can do to counter your best. And I think swing passes, I think they're going to use James White a lot and, of course, Deion Lewis. But I think they will attack Jacksonville with the swing passes and a lot of quick running plays, quick screens. Make them tackle. And not saying that Jacksonville can't tackle, but make them tackle rather than make them cover.
That's that experience. That's when that experience started playing into it. The missed tackles, them little games inside the game. Right.
Do you think that Gronk would be, I guess, how would they cover Gronk? I'll ask you that. Because, I mean, do you put Ramsey on Gronk? Who do you put on Gronk? What scheme do you do to stop Gronk? Because the only people we've seen stop Gronk is Seattle. every now and then. Gronk had a,
They usually got Wagner on him.
Yeah.
I don't think you can stop Gronk. I think you can try to, control him and maintain him and make sure he don't have 160 and 3 touchdowns, and know where he is in the red zone.
Right.
When you get to the red zone, of course, you want to make sure you know where he at throughout the game. Wherever you at, but especially in that red zone, if you can get them down there and you control Gronk and you can hold them to 3 points a couple times, I think that goes huge. But I don't think you can necessarily stop Gronk.
Who do you have winning?
Jacksonville.
You have Jacksonville winning?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll say this. I think it's hard. I want Jacksonville to win. But right now, like we stated, man, experience will always be inexperience. And I think with you having the young coach, and when I say young coach as far as experience-wise, the young players, the only player that pretty much has experience is Calais Campbell. But Calais, I think he was in the Super Bowl when they played Pittsburgh. But other than that, you have no one else. But all they're going off of is, like we said, emotions, and adrenaline. But I just think with Tom Brady, Belichick, knowing that this might be their last, I really think that New England will come out and they're gonna beat them, man. I think they won't blow them out, but I won't be surprised if it's a blowout because we all think it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But we thought Pittsburgh had a chance last year, and look how they embarrassed Tomlin.
Yeah.
Now going to the NFC game, go ahead.
You're forgetting about one person that Jacksonville do have.
Who?
Tom Coughlin.
Who
beat
right.
New England.
And the Giants fans, right.
Both times.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And that's why you're right. And I use that as one of my, I think they'll be able to beat them. But at the same time,
it's probably going to be the Patriots.
I don't know, man. That's a good, because he knows the blueprint.
Yeah.
He knows how to rush. And then with Jacksonville just rushing 4 anyway, that's the way Giants did. They didn't blitz.
Man.
They never blitzed.
That front four.
But too, remember though, now we all remember, New England had the lead every Super Bowl with 2 minutes left.
Right.
Even though Brady couldn't do what he wanted to do, New England was in the lead, but Giants had a certain quarterback, young man named Eli Manning. Jacksonville doesn't have Eli Manning.
That's true.
But he can be that guy, but we'll see.
That's what we're going to wait and see.
But now, the NFC, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. They're hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota just came off that miracle win. And does Case Keenum have enough? We know they run the ball, but it's still going to take Case Keenum to win. Does he have enough in him to beat this Philadelphia defense?
I think he got enough in him. Whether or not he's going to do it is another story. He put up numbers all year. He surprised everybody. They really got a next season in the offseason doing training camp, they got to put 3 people out there and decide who can be the starting quarterback with a legitimate quarterback. You know what I mean? I think the Rams going to come out ready to play. I think that
you mean Eagles?
I mean the Eagles. I'm sorry, the Eagles going to come out ready to play because I think Wentz going down, it kind of gave them more confidence or something. Kind of gave them a more motivation to want to do it because everybody said that they wasn't going to do nothing. They was the underdogs going into the playoffs. A number 1 seed, that's an underdog. So I think the Eagles going to win, but I think that's probably going to be a better game.
Yeah. I think. Well, before I even pick who's going to win, looking at the Minnesota side, Minnesota, they will have to establish a run. I think it'll be the opposite of what New England needs to do because you want to establish that run. You want to have the linebackers basically playing, let's play up to play action. All right, now then you got the lanes for a slant, and then you have great receivers who catch the slants as an Allen Thielen and Diggs. So that running game has to be established, early. Even if if it's 2nd and 8 and 3rd and 6, still, I would keep running the ball. Because first off, you want to take Philly's offense, off, and then you want to take time. Not saying that Philly's going to score, because they didn't score against Atlanta, but still, you don't want Philly's offense to be on the field all game long. So I think you got to start a run. Now, defensively, take away the run from the Eagles.
Because they good at that.
Yeah, and that's their bread and butter right now, just because Wentz is not playing. Now, do you think, I'll ask you the same question, do you think Nick Foles can come in and beat the Vikings? And how? What would they need to do in the passing game, or could they?
I think it would have to be quick passes. But I think, like you said, first they have to establish the run. Mm-hmm. That's going to be hard alone with Minnesota. They beat Drew Brees last week, and Drew Brees was putting the ball wherever he wanted it to. I think we were watching it, and one of the passes were just like ridiculous. The only person that probably could put it there was Drew Brees. We know Nick Foles isn't Drew Brees, but he's still good enough where, as we spoke earlier, he would probably be starting if it wasn't for Jeff Fisher. So I think he can do it, but it's going to be a combination of not just him doing it. He's not just going to win the game. They got to win the game as a team.
Who you got?
The Eagles.
I got the Eagles, too. It would be great to see the Vikings play at home.
It would, but the reason they in our conference, man.
You can't. And that's the funny thing about football, man. Why is it that if they're in our conference, we should be rooting for them? I can't root for the Vikings, man. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing against the Packers, then.
Yeah, of course.
But other than that, I can't. You dealing with. Yes, we're in Atlanta, and we represent, like tonight, I go cover the Hawks tonight. They playing the Bulls, but I'm covering them. I ain't gonna lie, I'm covering them. It's gonna be kind of hard, so I will be there. But still, we're from the Chi. I mean, it's just way.
That's what it is.
But we represent Atlanta. We go rep. We here, So look, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back.
This is Lamont Broadus, the sportologist, and I can't think of anything better than to have my feet kicked up, chilling, listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Hey lovers, this is your girl Reese, aka Miss Dark Reese's Cup, from the new hit show Speak Out, where we're real and raw, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with Mr. Controversy, right here on the 3-Point Conversion Station. Stay tuned.
I'm a straight rider. You don't want to give up me. Got the police busting at me, but they can't do nothing to us.
As a
It's your boy Sherm, host of Face the Music. You are locked into the 3-point conversion station. Only good vibes here, bruh.
Yes, yes, we are back. And you know what that means? It is time to say our goodbyes. But before you leave, we did want to give our shouts out. I don't want to shout out to the man upstairs, you know, Almighty God. Definitely appreciate this platform. I thank God for giving me this chance to go ahead, make you all happy, make you upset, make you mad, make you want to give me the stopping moment. Just thank God for this opportunity, man, to be doing this. Also, I'd like to thank my engineer, Mr. Sean. Appreciate you, sir. Like I said, man, you made a lot of things happen. Then I want to thank my man, Dennis, for coming on. Appreciate you, sir.
Show, man. Happy to be here. I'm excited for the future, man. That's it.
Also, I got to thank, what anybody you want to thank? You.
Just want to thank everybody for listening, everybody on the radio stations, everybody watching us on Facebook Live. We appreciate it, and we hope to see y'all in the future also.
All right, and also, I want to thank my beautiful wife, my family, friends for support. Everybody on Facebook Live, I can't get to all of y'all, but I like to thank my aunt, Donald Haynes, Alex Babb. Alex been a big, major person in our camp, the 3-point conversion. Appreciate you, sir. Shout out to A. Brought us the 3-point conversion insider. Sherm Turner, Sherm Beats, as you know him, as our producer. Then our writers. Appreciate all of our writers. Mr. Michael Folks, appreciate you for coming on, bruh. I appreciate you, sir. Who else is in here? I think we had somebody. Keisha was in here. Appreciate Keisha. Dwayne Harrington, Dwayne Chambers, Frank the barber was in here. Ben Sutter. Appreciate everybody for coming on, man. And also, make sure y'all stay tuned. Watch these games tonight. Some great games tonight. This weekend. It's all about sports. Eat well. Love life. Love on family. Allow them to love on you. Let somebody know that you love them, man. It's okay to do that. You know, because, you know, tomorrow's not promised. Now, we definitely saw that not too long ago, so tomorrow is not promised. And also, man, make sure you check out the 3pointconversion.com. That's the 3-point conversion website. Check out our Facebook page. Check us out on Twitter, on Instagram. All of us. Also, shout out to Mr. Nate that's in the chair right now at Cindy Cuts Barbershop. I appreciate you, sir. Make sure you go to his business, Cactus. Yes, Cactus. That is the car wash in Douglasville. I don't have the address, I'm sorry. But make sure y'all check that out. They do a great and wonderful job, man. They'll take care of you. And also, till next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same engineer, same nonsense in sports. Until then, will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.